neglect looks like to these tropical plants. Not really neglect because again I've been watering them, etc. Capture them. I believe it's here. I have some more pings and agave enclosure. I'll insert a picture, but I'm thinking of doing one of those things where it's like it looks like everything is kind of surviving in here. There's some algae. It's very cute, and I love the fronds and the shape of them. So guys, and your comments have been helping me kind of want to put myself out there. Hello everybody, my name is Nick with Nick's Carnivorous, and yeah, we just hit 100 subscribers like maybe a couple weeks ago, and sorry I haven't been able to post that much recently. I've been pretty busy with college and school and the rest, but yeah, we're here, and I thought I'd show you guys my face because 100 subscribers get you guys kind of acquainted with the person behind the camera, which is me, of course. And yeah, as you guys can tell from the title, my plant collection has been they've been surviving, they've been doing all right, but they haven't been thriving because I haven't been giving them my full, like, undivided attention and taking the best care of them. So yeah, let's see what a month-ish of neglect looks like to these tropical plants. Not really neglect because again I've been watering them, etc. But yeah, hopefully everything is going to be doing all right, and hopefully they're going to be thriving soon, because I'm going to be moving to Northern California at the end of this month, which is going to be a pretty rough transition for both me and my plants. I don't really know how to ship all these plants. I've packaged like small Pinguicula in the past just for like selling them and stuff like that, but I've never packed like these especially larger species. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll make more videos documenting my moving process with you guys. If you guys are interested, please go check that out in the future. But yeah, I guess I'll just go straight into the tour. Alright, so since my channel mostly covers the Pinguicula, I guess I'll start with these. They've been doing decently, admittedly some better than others, like this Alercia mesophytica is kind of struggling right now, but I will get those into rehabilitation. But yeah, as you guys can see, all of them have been doing pretty well. There are some that are mislabeled, like for example, actually I do have the label here, Debratiana, metallic purple, some small ones right there. And this one is kind of unknown. I have to like, dig up through my like previous pictures and videos to find out what that is and what I planted in this pot. But yeah, this is how everything is looking. I'll do a kind of quick tour of these guys. So yeah, I took some leaf pullings of this Aceriana just because I love the species so much. I love the smaller compact pings. They're extremely cute, and as you can see, the leaf pullings really took off. I took 2 leaf pullings and they split into like a bunch of different plants, so I'm happy about that one. These do look like the size or a capable size to take leaf pullings from, so I'll probably end up exponentially growing my collection of Aceriana just because they look really nice. But yeah, they're doing well. Right here, some of my pinks are clumping up. As you guys can see, they flower. Pinguicula have the tendency to, like, once they send out a flower, they usually split heads into 2 different plants, sometimes even 3. So this one, as you can see, flowered twice and it's split into 4 plants. So I do have to separate these because I do prefer them to be single specimens, like just like a single stalk and single crown. But yeah, the rotundifolia gracilis is doing well. Right here is Alercia with a bunch of tiny little babies. As you guys can see, looks like the babies are doing well as well. The light has been on in my room. This grow light has been on for maybe like 9 hours a day. So I was worried that these guys would have gotten fried a little bit, but it seems like they're doing all right and they've adjusted to the light. So right here is Pirouette. Some leaf pullings that I took from my mother plant, which is right here. All the big mother plants are doing pretty well. Pirouette, Johanna. Ignata red leaf is losing quite a bit of its red color. I'm not sure why, because I've been giving it intense light as well. But yeah, I don't dislike this color that it's in now. And as you guys can see, there's some intruder Drosera. I believe it's admirabilis. It could also be spatulata, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, one of my Drosera just flowered and self-pollinated and spread seeds like all over these, as well as some of my other plants. So you guys will see some Drosera mixed in. But yeah, raspberry blonde looking pretty good here. It's divided into 2 sections, and I really got to clear that up because I do love these as singular specimens. Some Johanna cuttings that have kind of exploded in growth here from this mother plant, which again divided into 2. Here is my Agnata alobo. It's still extremely small. I was so scared that it had crown rot for a second because the newer leaves kept dying for like a week, but looks like it's bouncing back. I'm not quite sure what this Pinguicula is, so I'll have to again dig up through archives and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, here's Yucado 1713, doing really well. I took one leaf pulling and that leaf pulling turned into another plant, and that plant is the one on the bottom right. And as you guys can see, it's actually bigger than the plant that I took the leaf pulling from. So it's kind of weird how these guys grow and like kind of, I don't even know, because supposedly they have the same genetics because they're from the same plant, right? Anyways, here is my Pinguicula dragon. It's doing extremely well regarding or given the conditions. You can see exploding in growth, a lot bigger than I had it a couple months ago. And these small pings are kind of, I think they're seedlings that burst out of the seed pod before I was able to capture them. I believe it's Johanna by Agnata Redleaf, but I'm not entirely sure. Back there is my Gypsy Cola. It's not doing too hot. I'm honestly kind of scared for this one's survival. It doesn't look like the crown is damaged or anything, but all the lower leaves aren't surviving very long. So I'll definitely need to repot this guy soon. I believe part of that might be due to like the algae and stuff that's growing on the substrate. That might be siphoning some nutrients or water from the plant itself. So yeah, I'll have to clean this one up soon. Back here is Cuensis, which is a Kew Gardens Morinensis clone. One of them is going into succulent phase, as you guys can see, and one of them is doing pretty well. Doesn't look the best, but they're surviving, so. Right here is Lao by Emerginata, Laoiana cross Emerginata. So these ones are all going into succulent phase right now. I'm not quite sure why. I do have leaf pullings of this plant below in like my grow chamber, and those ones are in carnivorous form. So yeah, I'm not sure why this one's going into succulent phase, but it looks like there's some leaf burn as well from the light potentially. So I'll probably have to dial back a little bit of the light just to help this guy kind of settle in and do well. Pilosa, doing interesting things, kind of going in between succulent and carnivorous pretty frequently. I'm not quite sure why, but yeah, that's that. And for one of my favorite species right here, the Pinguicula Queen Cthulhu cultivar, I took a leaf pulling of this one, and as you guys can see, it's doing quite well. Now I have two in this pot and one in this pot. I'll be taking some leaf pullings of this one in the near future. I just love the shape and color. Everything about these this cultivar is extremely special. How like the leaves droop over in a very kind of sleepy fashion. I don't know if that makes sense, but everything looks really nice with these plants. I'm glad they're doing well. Right here, Cyclosecta. Looks like a flower bud is coming in, which I didn't even spot before now. I took some leaf pullings of this one as well, and it looks like they've divided quite a bit. I'm not sure how many plants are under this big mother plant, but I will have to separate them out and kind of see how they're doing. Looks like the mother plant is growing quite a lot in size. This was one of my slower pinks to start taking off, so I'm glad to see it in its current shape. And yeah, in the back, there's Sethos Marginata right there, looking nice. Morinensis. It's really hard to deal with the ones that are dividing because I truly only want like a singular specimen in a pot, you know, so I have to keep dividing these after they flower, but I guess it's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse. Back here is Sunshine Elursia by Mesophytica. That one's doing pretty well. There's one that's still really, really small in succulent phase. I'm not sure why there's such a big difference in their nutrient uptake and growth speed, but hopefully this one catches up soon. And then yeah, right here is Elursia by Mesophytica. Both of these are kind of struggling. I will have to repot these. I think the moss is really siphoning the water and nutrients out. So yeah, that's probably why these guys are in succulent phase. They're also in a lot taller of a pot than I'd usually put the smaller plants, because as you guys can see, usually the smaller ones are in these tiny pots that sit lower than these ones. So the water has less room to wick up, which would theoretically give them water faster. But yeah, so I might need to repot these guys. And yeah, I guess this is how all my Pinguicula are doing. They're not doing bad at all. Some of them are taking off, some of them are struggling a little bit, but I will have them rehabilitated, and I'll show you guys another video once all of them are in shape. I'm going to be probably repotting everything because I don't like how the moss is taking over. And I also like to separate out the species because, as you guys can see, some of these are mixed around, again, with some Drosera, with some other pings. So I'll clean everything up and show you guys an update in the near future. I guess next I'll show you guys how my Cephalotus are doing. This is the one that I originally got, the Curious Plant clone of Cephalotus typical. I keep a Tupperware on it just to keep the humidity up because this tall pot doesn't really fit in any of my humidity domes. But yeah, it looks like it's doing quite well. It's all leaves right now, which is interesting because when it came, it was mostly traps. So I do wonder if like nutrients or lighting has anything to do with whether they choose to put out leaves or carnivorous traps. But yeah, it looks like it's kind of thriving in its current leafy form. There's like some moss and mold kind of taking over the pot, but I think that's all normal. The plant seems to be doing fine. I might repot this before I move though. So yeah, this is my Cephalotus typical. It truly looks kind of like a Utricularia right now. Tiny bit, not really, but yeah. Here's my second Cephalotus. It's a Hummer's Giant. I really need to clean this one up. It's still alive. It's putting out some traps, but again, I keep this over just for maintaining the humidity inside the plant so the stomata don't close up. But yeah, it looks like it's doing decently well. I do need to get this sorted because right now it's quite a jank setup. But yeah, back here, tropical alocasia bambino is doing well. Kind of outgrowing its humidity dome, so I'm gonna have to upsize the enclosure or the pot sometime soon. Maybe not the pot because I know these guys love staying a little bit root bound. But yeah, it looks like they're doing well. And over here I have some more pings and agave. I'm not sure, what is this variety? Victoria Reginae, White Rhino. It's doing pretty well. I should probably move it outdoors or something because it is growing quite a bit slower than I would like it to. It looks really nice though. Here's my Pinguicula Ampadie in succulent phase. Split into two heads like most of my other pings, but seems to be doing decently well. This, I'm not even sure what this is, to be honest. But yes, it is a Pinguicula, and yes, it is like maybe 4 leaves. But yeah, I'll have to water this because this pot is extremely light, but I'm not quite sure what this is. It might be a Mornensis caudata by Guatemala, but I'm not too sure, especially with its current aesthetic. Moving on, I have Pinguicula Taquito here. It's not doing too well. Split into 2 heads. Has a similar thing going on as this one, so I do need to water these ones soon before they just completely decimate into nothing. But yeah, on to my third Cephalotus. This is a Cephalotus Brewer's Black Lids, I believe, and they're still tiny. These were seedlings that I got from a seller. You can't really see them at all, but there they are, tiny little traps in the midst of moss. So I just have this sitting further away so my grow light doesn't absolutely fry these to death. And yeah, doesn't look like much right now, but I'll definitely show you guys once the pot has been cleared up and everything is kind of sorted with this plant. I know I haven't really shown these Margravia on my channel. I don't think I ever have actually, because I have before I stopped posting videos 6 months ago, I did pick up a lot of other plants that I just wasn't able to take footage of for you guys. But yeah, I got some Margravia from a local seller and they're absolutely taking off. They used to be like 7-8 leaves cuttings each, but now I've cut them and propagated them quite a bit, and it looks like they're kind of taking over this enclosure. I keep it far away from my grow light because these are shade-loving plants, shingling shade-loving plants, and as you can see, they're really cute because when the leaves first come in, they start extremely small and they start to just enlarge over time and fill in the gaps in between the stem. I don't know if that's the proper scientific term, but yeah, it looks like these guys are doing really well. I'm really excited to eventually pot these guys up into an actual kind of enclosure. I'll insert a picture, but I'm thinking of doing one of those things where it's like a eco jar and then there's like the Margravia and it's just shingling up like a piece of bark or something like that. And I think those look really aesthetic. So yeah, my two varieties here are Margravia umbellata, which is the kind of more elongated leaves, greener in hue, a little bit less jungle looking, if that makes sense, or shade loving looking. And then I have Margravia coriaceae melon variety, which is the one with the more circular leaves and darker hue. It is also a little bit reflective under light. I'm not sure if you guys can see its light refracting properties on video, but yeah, quite interesting species of plants. I really love these and I'm glad they're doing well. So yeah, right now I just have them in sphagnum moss. It's just like maybe a 1 inch or three-quarters inch thick bed of sphagnum that I just laid them on, and they seem to be taking off. So yeah, I'm glad that these are still in good shape. So next I have this grow bin of a bunch of assorted pinks. Most of the small ones that you guys see, if you guys remember, are my pollinated cross. I'm honestly not even too sure what the cross was anymore, but I do believe there's some Johanna in there. And yeah, I haven't had the chance to separate them out, so I guess right now it's battle of the fittest and we'll see who comes out on top. But there's some other species that is mixed in here. I have to again kind of go through my videos and pictures to see what species these are, but yeah, looks like everything is doing decently well and not much else to say for now because these ones have been sitting a little bit further away from the light, so they've been pretty green. Haven't really had a chance to color up as well as the other pinks, but yeah, it looks like everything is kind of surviving in here. There's some algae or moss or mold or all three taking over the middle of the pot or this planter, so I'll have to clean that out soon. And yeah, moving on from that, I guess I do have quite a bit of plants, so I think I'm honestly gonna make a part 2. If you guys are interested in looking at the part 2, I'll probably showcase more of my Nepenthes and other carnivorous plants. Right here is an alocasia, I forget the variety, Tanderusa, I believe, with some Lauriana marginata leaf pullings. As you can see, they're all green because they haven't been receiving that much light. A little bit neglected as well, so yeah, eventually they'll color up to match the mother plants, but yeah, that's how they look like for now. And then finally, for a quick tour of some of my Nepenthes. This is the freebie that I got. Again, the name is way too long for me to remember or pronounce correctly every single time, but still doing pretty well. There's a lot of Drosera in this pot. Same as in this pot, it's kind of taking over the Platycerium. But yeah, these Platycerium I thought were dying, but this one brought itself back from the dead. As you can see, there's new growths coming out right there. So I'll have to repot this and separate it out from the Drosera in a bit. And in this pot, there's a mini Platycerium right there. My grow light's in the way, so it's a little bit difficult to show. Mini Platycerium and a new growth coming from right there at the base of the plant, kind of in the same spot that this one's growing from. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this pot is completely filled with moss. Seems to be doing decently well, so again, I'll repot that in a bit. Right here is Nepenthes Tibario Giant by Variegated K. It's doing pretty well. Not much to say about this one because it's still quite small. I love the shape of the Veitchii leaves and how they're kind of like pear-shaped, a little bit oblong. Right here's another Veitchii. Different leaf shape on this one. I'm not quite sure why. It's not done too much since I've gotten it. It's still quite small. A little bit of growth within the last 6 months, but not too much. Another Veitchii back here that's kind of exploding. I did think that this was a Utric, but now that it's grown out, I'm not even sure. It has very interesting kind of white dots all over the leaves, so I'll have to do some research and figure out what kind of plant this is. It almost looks like some sort of fern relative, but I can't be sure. I'm not entirely sure at all. And yeah, some more Nepenthes here. Down here are some of my Platycerium. A couple of them I noticed were very, very dry, so they're rehabilitating. But yeah, this is another Jade Girl, like these two up above. This one has never died on me though, quote unquote died. These two have died and came back to life, but this one I kept separately because it was doing quite well. And as you can see, it is long overdue for a mounting and watering. It still looks very cute, and I love the fronds and the shape of them. So yeah, glad to see that this one's doing well. Over here is Platycerium SS Fong. It started putting out a random shield frond on the side of where the fertile fronds were coming out from, and there's more fertile fronds coming out from the middle of the shield frond. So I'm not sure if this split into two plants or if it's just relocating. It might be the latter, but I guess we'll have to see to tell what this plant is doing. Right here is my Platycerium bacteria. I honestly probably should water this one as well because it's almost as light as a feather. But it's looking quite nice. Its fertile fronds having that characteristic bacteria look with a very compact shield fronds. Very excited to see this one take off because it's starting to grow a lot bigger than it was before. And yeah, the stacking of the shield fronds looks really nice. And if you guys didn't know, in nature, the shield fronds, or not for these cultivars of course, but for the larger species, the shield fronds actually collect like bird droppings, leaf compost, and rainwater so that it feeds the plants kind of like a funnel to pull all the nutrients into the roots. And here are some Platycerium Whitehawk, which you guys saw were in my grow bin before. They're doing decently well. This one has quite a bit of like small babies on the side. Same as this one actually. But yeah, it looks like they're not doing too bad. I do need to get these separated and potted up into sphagnum though, because right now they're just sitting in stratum, which works, but I don't think it's the best long-term solution at all for these Platycerium. And then right here I have Yellow Moon Platycerium. As you can see, it put out a gigantic fertile frond right there, reaching for my grow light. And this was the first fertile frond that I put out, and this is a new one that's coming out. Its shield fronds have kind of crisped up because probably of a lack of water, and I'm sorry about that plant, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing too bad. This fertile frond is extremely nice. I love just how it flows and like drapes down. But yeah, my Platycerium don't look like they're doing too bad, coming back from life as well. So very excited about these and how they're gonna look after I get them rehabilitated. Alright guys, I was midway through recording the video and I realized that everything is in kind of worse condition than I anticipated, especially the Nepenthes and Heliumphora. There's like some white mold growing around my Heliumphora on the substrate, which hopefully should not be too harmful, but it doesn't look too pleasant. But yeah, this video is also getting a little bit long, so I think I'm gonna cut it here, take care of some of my plants that desperately need it. And yeah, if you guys are interested in looking at a second part where I show my other carnivorous plants like Nepenthes, Heliumphora, etc., even some of my other tropical plants, please leave me a comment down below and let me know, because I do admittedly get kind of lazy with recording the videos, but you guys and your comments have been helping me kind of want to put myself out there and put my plants out there. But yeah, I'm gonna go take care of things that need to be taken care of right now and end the video here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the kind of quick tour. Sorry if it was a little bit too brief. Again, let me know if you guys want a part 2. I can also do like a part 3 where I delve extremely deep in the details of the plants like I usually do, kind of like going over their distribution, like where they come from, etc. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I'm really glad that everything is still alive though. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video and potentially see you guys when I'm moving my plants as well. Thank you for watching.